Hello and welcome to Mistakes Were Made. This is a channel that I created to document our family's progress in debt reduction. Now, right now, we are currently working on credit card debt and personal loans. The mortgage is on the table, but it's one of those super long tables that they have banquets at, and it's way at the end. So we've got some more immediate things that we're dealing with right now. Now, I did a spreadsheet video previously, so this is totally out of the blue. Most people, have said that they really prefer the pen and paper, but there were a few that also like the spreadsheet. So I wanted to go ahead and for those folks and anybody else that's interested, show off the new and improved spreadsheet that I have created for our debt tracking and organization. So I'm going to stop here and just say if this is the first video of ours that you've seen, welcome. I hope you do find something that's useful from it, whether it's encouragement for your own situation, uh, research and seeing, how does somebody else do something that might be a little bit different than how you've planned to do it, or just something to have in the background, while you're doing your laundry or something. All of those are welcome. And if this is a video, if you've seen some of our other videos, welcome back. It still blows my mind that, what we're doing is of interest to others, especially because we are so new to the whole budgeting process and, of course, the budgeting community. But it has been wonderful to get the feedback and suggestions and ideas and things like that from those of you who have commented, and it does warm my heart to see, folks are watching the videos because I honestly did not expect this to be of interest to anybody else. Everybody's situation is so individual that, I was like, well, the point of this is to help keep me on track and keep our family on track. So if somebody else finds something of use from it, great. But I really wasn't expecting to have folks watching on a regular basis and wanting to interact with us. So thank you. Thank you very much for being so welcoming and more importantly for sharing your guys' knowledge and for being so encouraging. As some of you are aware of my situation, it has been a stressful few months and there is not really any official end in sight at this point. So that's okay. That is not the point of this video. But thank you all. Thank you all. I hope that people do get something out of this and I can be a little bit of what others and their budget channels have been for me. On to the rest of this. So this is actually what we were looking at last month. Nothing's changed significantly as far as like the data and all of those. We've made a few adjustments and stuff, but the information for the most part is the same. It's just now tidier and prettier. And so up here are the debts, credit card debts. We've got our mortgage. We've got the loan my mom gave to us. Down here is our recurring monthly costs and our cash envelope costs, as well as, when they're due and when we pay them. Because if you are familiar with the channel, we do our budgeting by paycheck. So first half of the month and second half of the month. So some of these get paid during one or the other of those, and in like some of the cases like gas and groceries, they get paid during both. The color coding does, there is a reason for that. We are really aware that as things mature and change with my job situation, there could be this need for us to reduce our budget in some respects. So we wanted to get a priority set, and so the items in green are the ones that we have decided are going to be our we must keep. We must be pay these on a monthly basis. This is what we are going to budget if we go to kind of an austerity measure route, or if we need to gradually reduce things, we will not reduce these items. These are to stay. The items that are on the chopping block, if we need to do a reduction, are going to be the ones in periwinkle. And most of those are entertainment based. Not all of them, but most of them. They are not absolutely required. So those would be first to go. Then these items in yellow, these are the ones that, again, they're not required, but we would put them as a higher priority than some of these others, mostly because Christmas and birthdays, it's so hard for kids to understand, depending on their age in particular, if Auntie and Uncle aren't in a position to give them a gift for a birthday or Christmas when that's never been the situation in the past. So we made the decision that these would be secondary for the chopping block after we eliminated some other things. And then last but not least, in gray are our savings mechanisms. So we have savings that we do in cash. We have savings that are auto transferred from our checking into various savings accounts. These two, so this savings one and the sinking fund, that is money that is being saved up to kind of take the place of my income once my job is gone until I find a new job. And then this savings two is just very slowly increasing our emergency fund. Down here, we are tracking what money does come in from Etsy. As you can see, it's not anything really significant, at least not right now, but I do want to track that. And then over here is kind of what we tend to spend most of our time on. And really, when I'm saying spending time in this spreadsheet, it's me. The spreadsheet's mine. It's my baby. It's my Bible. So yeah. If you saw our budget with me, January budget with me for the first pay period, some of these numbers will look pretty familiar. These are, except for the cash envelope, which has had a change, and we will discuss during the recap. Um, this is basically the information that was on that. So this is what I'm expecting to happen for the first half of this month. And then here is the actual, and this I'm updating as time goes on. So you can see this, we're down to this 1813. Well, that's because we have already taken out the cash envelope money. We've also taken out the mortgage. There has been a few items that have come off of the monthly recurring costs as well as credit card payments. So um, this is what's in the bank currently, in the checking account currently, that is allotted for the 1st through the 15th costs. And so then I can see, okay, well, these are the costs that we still have pending that haven't actually come through yet. And we can do that calculation and see what we should end up with at the end of the month. And there obviously this number is different from this one, and there's reasons for that, which again, during the recap, we'll go through. And then we have this $200 buffer, which then informs how much money we would be able to put away to savings. Then we have our rollover, and then the paychecks for his pay and my pay that will be used for the second half of January. And his pay has actually already come through. So when I am looking at the bank account and doing these calculations, I also have to remember the total that I'm seeing in there. I need to subtract this 1872 from that, so that we don't short ourselves unintentionally for the next pay period. Last but not least, or almost last but not least, is this section. This is how I determine how many of what denomination bills I need for the cash envelopes. And this is actually for the second half of January, so we won't be pulling this out until sometime after the 15th. And then this is the information for my 401k. I heard you all loud and clear, I promise, and it really was not our intention to delve into the 401k. It is absolutely an absolute last resort, catastrophic situation kind of thing. But I firmly believe that knowledge is power, knowledge is control, and it makes no sense to me to not delve in and see what kind of resource would this be if we do have to use it. So that's what I do. I keep track on a daily basis of what the total is for the 401k because I'm not contributing to it, but as the market goes up and down, it does fluctuate. And then I created, a calculation that I think is fairly accurate. I fully understand that I could be missing something in, between the cost of federal taxes, my state taxes, and the penalty. So this is not by any means a 100% for sure, but I feel moderately confident in what I put together to tell me how much money would I end up receiving that I could then use versus what I'll receive that will also need to go over to taxes um, to use for whatever. And so that's where we're at right here, and it's just shy of being enough to fully cover all of the paycheck or not paychecks, all of the credit cards. But again, our intention is not to use this at all. But I want to know if it has to happen, what would it garner us? So knowledge is power. All right. That is it. So, love to get your feedback and your opinions. Hopefully, there's something here that was of interest to those of you that do like spreadsheets, and maybe there's something that people would be able to glean from this that would be helpful for, their journeys and stuff like that. And if you absolutely hated it, feel free to let me know, and hopefully the nicest way possible. I did try to make sure that the font was a little bit bigger this time around, but if it is still a little too small, please let me know. I'm not anticipating that we're going to do a ton of spreadsheet videos, but I do like the idea of changing things up just a little bit. And so when I do that, I do want it to be useful and easily viewable for folks that want to check out what we're doing with our spreadsheet. Alrighty, well, on that note, thank you for watching. If you do comment, I appreciate you taking the time for that. I would love for you to subscribe, maybe give us a like as well. Totally up to you. But yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one.